Guys, it's October the 19th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a wonderful day so far today. I hope everybody had a great sober weekend this weekend. Well, I brought my wife on today, like I said I was. Say hello.
Hey, guys.
And I looked in the comments from the video on Friday. I didn't see any questions, but we were really busy yesterday too. And maybe I missed it somewhere or another. I haven't looked today. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I just woke up. My wife went to go get hay this afternoon at like 3 o'clock or something like that. And when she left, I laid down in the bed, turned on the television, and it's like 6 o'clock or something like that right now.
You made a big deal about us getting back and getting on the video and getting that done, and you were super snoring.
Yeah, I kept telling her this morning, like, let's go ahead and do it before you have to leave to go get hay. And I got behind, got caught up doing some other stuff. And then I was like, let's just wait until after you get back from getting hay, and we'll do it as soon as you get back from getting hay. I made this big deal about it. And she said when she got back, she walked in and she could hear me in there snoring in the bedroom. I was just in there snoring just a few minutes ago.
Everybody's tired.
Yeah,
everybody's that was the longest day.
Yeah. The kids have been sleeping all day today. I don't even think they even woke up until like 12, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there.
I had breakfast midday.
And I made them a huge breakfast this morning, pancakes with berries and sausage,
sugar,
and hash browns and all kinds of stuff like that. The kids had a nice big breakfast. We're just wore out as a family. Like yesterday morning, we got up and left super early. What time? We left at like 6. Yeah,
we were up at 6.
Yeah, we got up at 6, left around 7 o'clock, and then drove straight up to the mountains and got on the train, rode the train yesterday. And then as soon as the train ride was over, I think we got off the train around 6 o'clock. We ran straight to the car. We booked it out to the vehicle.
We wouldn't even let us pee.
No, I was like, we're not using the bathroom. We'll find somewhere to go to the bathroom on the way home. We'll stop by a gas station or something. Because I knew if we stopped, we were going to get held up. Because basically the way they have it set up is they've got a big parking area that's fenced off. And there's one way in that parking area and one way out.
Just like the fair.
Yeah, it's just like something like that. So... you guys would not believe. For any of you guys who have ever ridden that train before, it's the Great Smoky Mountain Expressway or something like that.
Great Smoky Mountain Railroad.
Great Smoky Mountain Railroad. I had absolutely no idea there would be that many people riding the train. There must have been
the train was that big.
Yeah, there must have been a couple hundred people that were on the train.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it was.
At least.
Yeah, there were probably 12 carts, maybe more.
Way more. I say way more.
I don't know. I couldn't believe how big the train was, like how many carts that there were. And it was all divided into different sections. They had like some carts that were open air. Then they had some carts that are like kind of split. And then they've got, like half open air, half not. I guess they got windows that you can open and close. And then they've got completely closed off with like air conditioning, which is what we had.
And they have a cafe cart.
Yeah, and then they've got a cart with like a cafe on it. You can get like lunch and stuff like that. And they've got, of course, they have alcohol on the train, which I didn't think that they would, but they did. And luckily it wasn't on our cart.
But you could go to the cafe cart, get a drink,
which was the cart right in front of us.
Yes,
so you could walk to the next cart, which I never even ventured outside of our cart, but you could walk to the next cart and go up there and buy alcohol and stuff. I saw some people walking back to our cart with like beers, but it wasn't anything crazy. People weren't like getting smashed or anything. Yeah, it was really laid back. It was a nice time. For any of you guys who are interested in riding a train through the mountains, I'd suggest it. I thought it was pretty neat. Not as much scenery as I thought we were going to be able to see.
It wasn't.
Although we did get up there at the proper time because the leaves are changing right now. It's crazy. It looks like, almost like fire as you're going through the mountains because of all the different colors. But
you see a lot of like, I think we had the good side because one side of the train saw a lot of just the side of the mountain.
Yeah, It depends on. I think the right hand side of the train is probably the best side to be on because you go and then the train goes one direction and then it comes back the same direction.
Yeah, so you don't go around. You go up and back.
So if you're sitting in the same seat one way you're going to be going backwards, the next way you're going to be looking forwards when you go back.
But you get the same side of the mountain no matter what.
You get the same side no matter what. And one of the lakes out there is like super dry right now, and that's what you see a lot of as you're going through there, is just this super dried out lake. There's no water in it. I mean, it is so far down. But anyway, we had a great time yesterday as a family, and for any of you guys who have never done it before, I would really suggest it. Like I said, it was a good time. There was some alcohol in there, but I wouldn't think that it was anything too crazy that anybody couldn't handle. You could pretty much avoid it for the most part. I think it would be a great sober time for somebody. It's a great time for anybody that's got a family too.
And there are also 21 and over carts.
Yeah,
we were not on the 21.
Yeah, they've got carts that are 21 over, so like it's pretty much just for people that are going to be drinking on it. So you know that
if you get a cart that's not the 21 and over, which we did. Yeah. We probably got a lot less of the alcohol.
Yeah. So we did that yesterday. We're all tired, but it's all good. Like I said, we had a good time yesterday. We just couldn't stay out of town last night with my wife's animals and everything. She needed to be back, but
he wanted to come home anyway.
Yeah,
he's always blaming the animals.
I wanted to be here anyway too. All right, so we're about to go ahead and hop into today's video, and what we're going to be discussing today is encephalopathy. I just decided, like I said, I went and looked at Friday's video. I didn't see any questions. There might be some there, but I don't know if I missed them or not. But I'll bring her back on next week again, so that way you guys have seen today that next week. So if you want to ask any questions or anything for next week, put them in the comments for today's video, and then next Sunday we'll do another video. We've got a lot of stuff that we've got planned to do next weekend, but we'll do a video on Sunday. So like I said, if you got any questions for next week, ask them in today's video. Leave them in this video's comments for next week, and we'll go back into these comments for today next week, and we'll try to answer as many questions as we possibly can. And whatever questions you have, just once again, don't get too personal. I think you guys know where to draw the line. But if you got any questions about things that you might have dealt with in my when I was in active addiction, things like that, just you're free to ask. Just don't get too personal. But anyway, before we dive into today's video, really quick, I never do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it today. Something's happened with YouTube, and I'm sure that you guys have probably seen some other YouTubers talking about this here recently. But since they've changed the way the algorithm works here recently, and it's really changing up a lot of YouTubers' channels. The growth isn't happening the way that it should. People are going back and looking at the trends of their growth, and the trends are not the same. Like I said, YouTube has changed their algorithm. It has something to do now with total subscribers. And with the more subscribers you have, the more they're going to put the videos out there. And
allegedly, that's what
allegedly is from what we understand. And I know by looking at my numbers that only 20% of you guys, or 23% of you guys, are actually subscribed to the channel. And I never ask for this, guys, but I'm just asking, if you don't feel like it, that's okay. I totally get it. But if you feel so inclined, I would greatly appreciate it if you would just hit that subscribe button to the channel. Like I said, only 23% of you guys that watch are subscribed. And the only thing it's going to do is if you subscribe to the channel, is it's going to recommend my new videos every day. It's just going to get a new video up on your feed.
Send you a notification.
Yeah, you'll get a notification. If I put up a community post saying that I'm not feeling well that day, I'm not going to be able to put up a video, which is going to give you good information, and you'll know, let's say that I'm not feeling well, and that's what I do. If I'm not feeling well, I'll go up and put up a community post. It goes straight to your device. It'll tell you right there, that I'm not going to be up today. And like I said, like my wife just said, it'll suggest a brand new video for you. You'll get a notification that a new video has been posted. That you can just look right at your phone, scroll down. You can look right at the title of what I posted listed for that day. And if you don't feel like watching it, just delete it and move on with your day. And if you feel like watching it, well, awesome. You can click on it or save it for later or whatever, but you're going to see what it is that the video is for that day, and it'll be right there in the notification bar for your phone. But once again, like I said, they've changed something with the algorithm, and like I said, we're pretty sure that it has something to do with your amount of subscribers that you have.
So the more subscribers you're getting, the more they're going to throw it out there.
Yeah, and
which is going to further get you more.
Exactly, and the biggest thing with my channel is that, you know, I want to help as many people as I possibly can and get the, you know, education out for as many people as I possibly can about, you know, the danger of alcohol. And that it's not a safe substance. It's not, you know, just this nilly-willy thing that we thought all these years. You know, it actually is something very dangerous. It's very addictive, and it causes a lot of people to lose their lives and a lot of people to get very sick. And, you know, just by you hitting that subscribe button, you're going to get this information out to more and more people. That might change the direction of somebody's life. You know, they might get recommended a video that they might just decide to click on, and it might just be that day that they needed to see that video, and it might make them decide to change their life forever. And just because you decided to click that subscribe button. And I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything like that. I'm being very serious right now. Just a simple click of the subscribe button could really help get this information out to more and more people. So if you do decide to, I greatly appreciate it. If not, I greatly appreciate you being here and watching. No big deal. Just figured I'd ask today. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. And like I said, let's go ahead and dive into the meat of today's video. And what that is, like I said, is hepatic encephalopathy. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Mouthful.
Yeah, it is. Big mouthful. So what is hepatic encephalopathy? Well, it's a brain dysfunction caused by liver dysfunction. Encephalopathy is brain dysfunction, and hepatic means liver related. Encephalopathy affects your central nervous system, affects how your central nervous system and how you think, feel, and act. Symptoms can range from confusion and disorientation to erratic behavior, which is something that we've experienced before, and I'll dive into that here in just a little bit.
Confusion.
Yeah, it's definitely some confusion there, and personality changes. It can get better with treatment, but can be life-threatening without. Hepatic encephalopathy is caused by neurotoxins in your blood, substances that are toxic to your brain and nervous system. Normally, your liver filters these out, no problem, from the blood, but if your liver isn't performing as usual, then the neurotoxins can continue to circulate. Eventually, they'll enter and affect your brain, and this usually happens in advanced liver disease when the liver functions begin to fail. So what are the symptoms and causes of encephalopathy? Well, some of the symptoms of hepatic, this is such a tongue twister.
It is.
Some of the symptoms of hepatic encephalopathy are mood and personality swings, behavior and impulse control issues. You know what? I have hepatic encephalopathy all the time.
Oh, is that your excuse? That's where we're going.
That's what it is.
Okay, we're gonna call it HE for the sake of this.
Problems with memory, concentration, and thinking, which can be very, very frustrating when you're dealing with that. Consciousness, lucidity, and sleep pattern changes, coordination and motor function problems, and loss of autonomy and ability to care for yourself, which is something that none of us want. These symptoms may occur suddenly or come on gradually, and they may be steady and lasting or come and go in episodes. They may get better or worse, depending on your overall health. Hepatic encephalopathy can be mild to severe, and symptoms may be barely noticeable to striking. Healthcare providers can sometimes group symptoms by their severity as a way of grading or staging the disease. The grading system works like this. The West Haven criteria is the most common grading system healthcare providers use for hepatic encephalopathy. It grades symptoms on a scale of 0 to 4. Stages 0 to 1 are sometimes called minimal hepatic encephalopathy, or MHE, or covert HE. Symptoms in these stages may not be outwardly noticeable. Stages 2 to 4, also called overt hepatic encephalopathy, feature more obvious symptoms. So You get graded on a number between 0 to 4, 0 being the least dramatic, I guess, or the worst, and then 4 being like the worst. So grade 1 is mild confusion or forgetfulness, mood swings like euphoria or anxiety, difficulties adding and subtracting, difficulties with fine motor skills like writing, sleeping during the day and waking at night. And one of the things too, when you end up going into the hospital with any liver-related issues, they're gonna ask you a bunch of questions to see where you're at mentally and see if you might be suffering from some hepatic encephalopathy.
They always make you do these hand exercises.
I was just about to talk about. They ask you a whole bunch of questions, and then they do these hand exercises where they'll make you push like as hard as you can on their hand, and you do the same thing with your feet and things like that, and they're checking to see where you're at, like I said, with encephalopathy. Grade 2, clear personality changes, inappropriate or out of character behaviors, lethargy and apathy, disorientation in time, what day or year is it, slurred speech. And then grade 3, slow thinking and sluggish movements, disorientation in space, where am I, drowsiness and loss of general awareness, severe confusion, delirium or amnesia, involuntary twitching, tremors, or asterixis, or asterixes.
What is that?
How do you know what
it is?
That one right there?
I don't know.
We'll just say asterixes. And
I feel like we need to look that up.
so that's the rest of grade 3 right there. And then grade 4, total loss of consciousness, coma. So grade 4 is basically you're just completely out of it. So 0 being just very mild symptoms all the way up to 4 where you're just completely unconscious. So what are the most serious signs to look out for when any symptoms of overt hepatic encephalopathy? What's up?
The asterisks
Uh-huh.
is the hand thing.
Okay.
It's when they do the
So that's when you're
jerking
doing, yeah,
movements on
yeah.
your hands to see if they're stable.
Gotcha,
And all that.
okay.
So that happens to be. See, we know
All
what we're
right,
talking about.
yeah. So any symptoms of overt hepatic encephalopathy are serious. It's important to treat the condition as soon as possible to prevent it from worsening or causing permanent damage. Severe hepatic encephalopathy can advance to coma or even death. If you see grade 3 symptoms like severe drowsiness, confusion, or amnesia, disorientation in space and time, or involuntary movements, treatment is especially urgent. What causes hepatic encephalopathy? Hepatic encephalopathy happens when your liver doesn't filter out neurotoxins out of your blood as it normally would. This might be because your liver has temporarily or permanently lost some of its function, liver failure. It might also be because that the blood that normally passes through your liver for filtering isn't passing through anymore. Portosystemic shunt. Sometimes both things are happening. The blood your liver filters comes directly from your digestive system via your portal vein. Portal circulation. This blood carries waste products left over from any of the digestive process, including ammonia and others. Your liver filters them out before sending the blood back out to your body. Systemic circulation. If it doesn't, they build up in your blood and eventually damage the brain tissues. So
like you have the shunt.
Yeah.
So the scary thing about that was by doing the surgery and giving you the shunt, they could have given you encephalopathy because your blood is no longer being filtered through all the liver spots. It's just headed straight through.
Yeah.
Now that's clogged right now.
Yep.
So that's not what's happening. And I don't think you ever really got encephalopathy during that time when they did the surgery.
I ended up with encephalopathy
way before.
Yeah, when I was in the hospital in Columbia, South Carolina.
And the first time you went. Because that was the second time.
Yeah, and the first time, yeah. So I've only had encephalopathy twice, and what they did is they gave me, now the encephalopathy lasted for quite a while, but they gave me these right here, which is the Xifaxan, and these pills give you diarrhea like nobody's business.
My favorite thing about those is the price tag. Is the price on that one?
No, it's on there, but they're $2,000.
Yeah, it was like $3,600 before insurance.
So it's very, very expensive. Now, one thing that's not expensive, and I can't show you guys the tag on here, but is this stuff. This stuff's dirt cheap. This is called lactulose. So if you end up with hepatic encephalopathy or a family member, a loved one of yours, they're most likely going to get prescribed these 2 medications.
And the lactulose must be horrible because he would refuse to take it in the hospital.
It tastes
he would
that.
throw a fit.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's in there trying to talk you into taking it, and you were like, no.
Yeah, it tastes absolutely horrible.
And it gives you diarrhea.
It does. It gives you, and that's one of the reasons I didn't want to take it, because I didn't want to have diarrhea. And they were telling me in the hospital, we need you to poop. Like, we're not going to let you go home until you poop, so you better poop. And because I have a problem going to the bathroom in hospitals and any kind of public spot.
He has a problem going to the bathroom.
Yeah, so I don't want to go. And I don't like using public restrooms. I don't like sitting on public toilets. It's just not, like, everybody's got their little phobias, and that's one of mine. I'm just not cool with it. And they're always like, you have to go to the bathroom. And I tell them, no, I'm okay. I'm all right. I mean, I watched one of the girls clean the toilet. She wiped every single thing in the bathroom down with the same rag. And that rag came out of a bucket that she stuck in the bucket, squeezed it out like this, and then wiped the whole entire bathroom down. Sink, toilet, tub, everything. Same towel, and didn't stick it back in the bucket one time. And then proceeded to wipe the floor down with that towel. Yeah, I'm okay with using the toilet in the bathroom. But the thing is that they make me take this before I can go home. And, like, they tell me, after you go to the bathroom, tell us to come in there so we can see that you've gone, because you can't go home unless you've gone. You lose all your dignity at the hospital for sure. But yeah, these 2 medications. The one thing I will say about the Xifaxan is that if in fact you're having a hard time, like you go to the pharmacy to pay for that and they tell you it's going to be $2,000, go to the Xifaxan website.
There's a coupon.
There's a coupon that you can print off of their website, or you can contact them. Their contact information is on their website. I've looked it up before. Go to, just type in Xifaxan. It's Xifaxan. Just type that in. Go to their website. There's a coupon on there. You can print that off. You can take it to your pharmacy, and you'll get a huge discount. I think you'll pay like $200.
Yeah, random fact. There's a lot of medications where the price tag is insane.
Yeah.
And then you have to do some research. And often on the websites for those medications, you can find coupons. And you usually it'll say, do you qualify? Usually you just have to go through, put your name and address, and you'll get some type of reduced price. And a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are paying, outrageous amounts for things, and it can be so much cheaper, at least for a while.
Yeah.
Like, they'll at least get you through a little bit.
Yeah, but you've been the one that have dealt with all my medications all this time anyway, so you know all the secrets, all that stuff. I don't.
Yeah, and I mean, that you could do a whole thing just on pricing of medications.
Yeah, we probably should do that.
Yeah,
Let us know in the comments if you guys would like to see, maybe next week, my wife come on and give you guys some tips and tricks as far as medications are concerned, and some of the things that she's done, because I've seen her take medications that, like I said, are $1,000 and get them down to like $30.
And you have to, you just have to bother people, and you have to be willing to call and sit on the phone with insurance and the pharmacy and the prescription company, and it just is what it is. But sometimes that hour is well worth it.
Yeah, the maze of the healthcare system, navigating the healthcare system, which we probably should call the episode next week. Navigating the healthcare system. As a matter of fact,
that's it.
That's going to be our video for next Sunday. Is going to be called "Navigating the Healthcare System." That'll be next Sunday's video. I think that's going to be a really, really good video. So, guys, be on the lookout for that, because we're going to give you all the tips, tricks, secrets that we've learned over the past couple of years dealing with this. I think this would be a great video, especially for people that are just now stepping into this territory, because I can promise you guys, when we first found out, when I first ended up in the hospital with all this stuff, neither of us have ever dealt with any kind of chronic illness, anything. We
hated insurance for so long.
Yeah.
We were like, this is such a waste of money. This
never
is such a waste
dealt
of money.
with a thing.
Never used this.
And then all of a sudden this gets thrown in our lap, and we had to navigate it all from scratch. We didn't know anything, and we've learned a good bit over the past couple of years. I've learned some things. My wife's learned more than I have, but like I said,
I'm on the financial side of it.
Yeah, you're on the financial side of it, but we'll talk about that next week. And like I said, I think that's going to be a really good episode to discuss. But let's go ahead and finish talking about the hepatic encephalopathy. So we already talked about the type A. No, we didn't. So the types of hepatic encephalopathy, healthcare providers define different types of hepatic encephalopathy based on the original cause. So type A is caused by acute liver failure. This is a sudden loss of liver function due to a sudden severe liver injury. Viral infections, autoimmune liver disease, and acetaminophen poisoning, which is Tylenol, are common causes. Cerebral edema, swelling in your brain, is a frequent side effect that may contribute to the effects of hepatic encephalopathy. Acute liver failure is an emergency. In some cases may require a liver transplant. Then we have type B. Type B is caused by a portosystemic shunt. A shunt is when blood flow bypasses its normal route through a new abnormal passageway. A portosystemic shunt is when your portal circulation bypasses your liver on its way to your systemic circulation. Your body may create a shunt if there's a blockage in the normal pathway. Sometimes a healthcare provider creates one for you for the same reason. Transjungular intrahepatic portosystemic shunt, or TIPS. Hepatic encephalopathy is a possible complication in both cases. So if you are considering getting a TIPS procedure, encephalopathy is a probability that could happen because of that TIPS. Type C. Type C is caused by chronic liver failure. Chronic liver failure is the gradual decline of liver function from chronic liver disease. It's not reversible. Chronic hepatitis C, chronic alcohol use disorder, and metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease, or MASLD, are common causes. At this stage, extensive scarring in your liver, cirrhosis, may prevent it from working right. Scarring may also compress your portal vein, portal hypertension, triggering a portosystemic shunt. This would still be type C. Triggering events. Chronic liver disease works slowly, and you can live for a long time before it really begins to affect you. Your body compensates for it until it can't, which is crazy. Your body is amazing. It's an amazing machine. And the things that our body can do is mind-blowing. It's just like how I ended up with a total blockage in my portal vein, and my body said, okay, we'll find a new way around. It created these, what do they call them?
Collaterals.
New collaterals that went around, and the blood was able to flow. Now, is it flowing like it should? No, but there's blood flowing through there. I wouldn't be here talking with you guys right now. And it did it all on its own. They placed that TIPS there to allow that flow, and then that got clogged up, and then those collaterals created themselves, and now there's blood flowing through there. It's amazing. And just like we were talking about just a second ago, how your body can create its own shunt. I mean, our bodies are amazing machines, and when we're drinking every single day, this beautiful piece of machinery, we're destroying it. I mean, we are just destroying it. But anyway, triggering events. Chronic liver disease works slowly, and you can live for a long time before it really begins to affect you. Your body compensates for it until it can't, which is when liver failure sets in. And this is one of the things I've talked about. You'll basically have no symptoms, and then just one day, you'll just get really, really sick. Your liver can hang on for a very, very long time before it just can't handle it anymore. So
I think the biggest thing that gets me about that is when you first went to the hospital and you had all that. I thought that you would have that, always.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was gonna
settle down. Yeah, I didn't either. Just
or come and go.
Just like the ascites, I thought once I got ascites, that was forever.
Yeah, and you realize when you go to the hospital and you get put in the circumstances, and everybody's giving you all this information.
Yeah.
About that, they come in, they give you the information, they walk out the door, and I know they got a lot to do. So I mean, I get it, but you're kind of left with is this it?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these things I now have, I don't even know if you knew you had it. I don't even know if you knew in the hospital that someone was telling you had encephalopathy.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, so for me, I'm just like, he's going to have to take this lactulose every day for like ever. You know what I mean? Or he's going to have to take this $3,600 medication every day. That's what, 2 months worth right there, maybe. But it's hard to explain. You go in there, they give you all these diagnoses, and you have all these things. And I thought that was, you were just going to have it. Like that we were going to have to live like that.
Yeah.
But as you took better care of yourself,
that's what I was just
your
about
body
to say.
can like, your body's going, oh,
your body
hold
can
on.
compensate.
Yeah, your body's like, I can function a little bit now. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. And you come out of those things. And now, right now, you're not taking either one of those medications.
Yeah, which is why it's so important to, if you think that you might be dealing with any of these issues, to go speak with a doctor or go to a hospital or whatever, because if you catch this soon enough and jump on it quickly and take care of it, you can turn this around and live a somewhat decent life. I mean, you really can. But it's all about early detection, like I say all the time. And not just early detection, but going to the doctor and finding out 100% for sure, getting all the tests done. And if you have, in fact, fatty liver or whatever, changing up your diet, doing all the things that you can do to get healthier. And if you, in fact, do have liver cirrhosis, just stop drinking, number one. Start eating better, trying to exercise the most that you can. Just trying to take care of yourself the best that you can. And when you do that, I'm not promising anything, but you might be able to live. Is that guns?
No, that's a call.
Oh, okay, you might be able to live, a bit longer. You just never know. But
by putting your body in the best possible position, it's going to do the best it can with what it's got.
Absolutely, and it's all about, like I said, early detection, stopping drinking as soon as possible, and taking care of yourself the best that you can, and you can turn it around.
And often they don't tell you all that.
They don't tell you all that.
They're dealing with how many people.
And you got to think, they have so many patients they're dealing with every single day. They're not going to spend 6 hours explaining all this stuff to you.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff you got to go out and find it for yourself, which what we did. But the thing is, like I said, there is hope, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Not promising anything, but like I said, by trying to live as healthy as you possibly can, that if you just got home from the hospital and you've got a belly full of ascites right now, and your skin's yellow, and you feel like you can't get up, and you're so lethargic, you just feel like total crap, and you're just looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, this is it. You might be able to turn that around.
Yeah,
you would be blown away. And the thing, anyway, let's go ahead and finish going into these triggering events here. So, these triggers might include acute gastrointestinal bleeding, acute kidney failure, infection, surgery, constipation, dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, taking the wrong medication, and an alcohol binge. How is hepatic encephalopathy diagnosed? Man, these are some tongue twisters. A hepatologist or a gastroenterologist usually diagnoses hepatic encephalopathy. Diagnosis involves evaluating your symptoms. They'll check your vital signs, ask about your symptoms, and then try to confirm them with observation and testing. Assessing your underlying condition, they'll need to confirm if you have had liver disease, acute or chronic, or a portosystemic shunt, or both. Ruling out other causes, based on their evaluations, they might need to investigate other possible causes of your symptoms. What labs or tests are used to diagnose hepatic encephalopathy? Blood tests to check your liver function or ammonia levels, a Doppler ultrasound to look at the blood flow through your liver, imaging tests to look at your brain like a CT scan or an MRI, an EEG test to measure your brain activity. So management and treatment. What is the treatment for hepatic encephalopathy? Well, I talked about the lactulose already and the Xifaxan. They'll give you those. Managing any urgent conditions that may have triggered it. treating the underlying condition causing it, liver disease or shunt, reducing the levels of toxins circulating in your blood. Treatment for the first two will vary depending on the nature of the conditions affecting you. For liver failure, whether acute or chronic, it's often no direct treatment. There's often no direct treatment. Healthcare providers try to reduce any stress factors affecting your liver, offer supportive care to address symptoms and complications. If they don't deem it necessary, they'll put you on a waiting list for a liver transplant. For a portosystemic shunt, providers may use interventional radiology techniques to redirect your blood flow. And reducing neurotoxins in your blood. Healthcare providers target neurotoxins in your blood at their source, which is in your gut. As many of these toxins are byproducts of certain bacteria in your gut, providers may prescribe antibiotics to reduce the number of these bacteria. They combine these with an osmotic laxative to speed up the passage of food waste to your gut and reduce how much it can absorb into your bloodstream. So the medications are as follows. Rifaximin.
It's the same thing as Xifaxan.
Oh, it's the same. Okay.
Xifaxan's the brand name.
Okay. This antibiotic is non-absorbable by your intestines. Neomycin is an alternative. Lactulose. This synthetic laxative draws water into your bowel. Miralax is an alternative. Basically, what I understand is that this is it's like a sugar that you cannot digest. Gosh, I can't remember what they call that. It's the same thing that's in milk too. Supplemental medications include branched-chain amino acids. Branched-chain amino acid supplements can help build muscle and clear ammonia from your blood through your muscle tissue. Probiotics can encourage the more helpful types of gut bacteria to compete with those less helpful types that produce the neurotoxins. And hemodialysis. In the case of acute liver failure, which is an emergency, hemodialysis may be the treatment for treating type A hepatic encephalopathy. This is a way of filtering toxins from your blood using a dialysis machine. So can your brain recover from hepatic encephalopathy? With timely treatment, recovery is possible, but how much your brain recovers can vary. In general, the causes affecting you are brief, and if they're relatively mild, you're more likely to recover fully. If you have a permanent condition, you'll need ongoing therapy to manage your neurotoxin levels. Even the treatment, chronic liver failure will continue. The hepatic encephalopathy could relapse or occur. So basically, guys, that's about it for all of that right there. I think we've covered just about everything that there is to talk about as far as hepatic encephalopathy is concerned. Like I said, this is one of those things that you don't want to end up with. I mean, you really, truly don't. The confusion, not knowing what's going on. Did we talk about being up there on the liver floor yet? I can't remember if we did.
No, and like the man screaming and stuff.
I mean, we've been up on the liver floor before, and there were people up there with hepatic encephalopathy for sure.
They're in their room just screaming and hollering. You can't understand what they're saying, but it's constant.
Yeah.
And there's nothing anybody can do for them. So, everybody's just kind of working and they're fine. A
lot of people get placed on watch.
Yes, because their conditions get so bad.
Yeah.
The color of that,
yeah.
the side of that Xifaxan bottle right there.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of sad things.
Very, very sad. I mean, you when you're on the liver floor, you walk past people's rooms because they ask you to get up and walk. It's one of the requirements.
Yes.
One of the requirements when you're in the hospital.
Have to function on your own
they want you to get up and walk. They want to see you walking around. And when I get up and walk around with someone, it's usually my wife or one of my parents, I'll get up and walk around the hallway. I can see the other patients because their doors are often open. And
it's not a happy walk.
No, it's not. The people that are in, I mean, they look like, I don't know if this color really shows up, but it's orange.
Is that color?
It's
I don't know if you can show that color of that bottle.
You mean that greenish color?
No, the yellow on the side. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
I've seen people be that bright.
Yeah, I can't show that. It's got my name on it, but yeah, I mean, it's like an orange, yellow, just a very scary color to see somebody.
Really is.
It is.
You think you've seen some things.
Yeah, yeah. When you see that, it's
It's just sad.
It's sad, and I've seen it in myself. Now, I wasn't as bad as I've seen some other people. And one of the things with jaundice too is that your urine turns very, very dark brown, like dark brown, like almost the shade of Coca-Cola. Not that dark, but it's dark. And that's another one of the things, because your body, I guess, is getting rid of the bilirubin or something through your urine. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure, but. I mean, you have high levels of bilirubin, so I would guess that you're excreting it through your urine.
You turn that color because your body's not excreting all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Which is the same thing with the ammonia levels. You know, you're not able to get the ammonia out of your body, and you know, your ammonia levels start getting high, and then all of a sudden the encephalopathy starts to set in, the confusion starts to set in. You know, I don't really remember a whole lot from it because, of course, if you're confused, you don't remember. I remember people saying things to me. I was in the hospital.
Oh, y'all, he would tell me that I didn't come to see him. He would be like, you haven't been here. And I'm like, I just left.
Yeah. And I was saying that people were coming to see me that never came to see me. I was having conversations with people that weren't there.
Or we would try to get you to, like, I don't know, take your medicine or eat something, and you're like, I just did that, and it was just it's
very, very confusing period of time, and it's just, like I said, it's something that you don't want to deal with. You don't want to see one of your family members deal with it. It's just a very sad situation to see somebody in, and you know, staying sober today. Not saying that we can absolutely prevent this, but staying sober today might just very well prevent it. You just never know, but I can at least say that if we stay sober today, you know, we increased our chances of not ending up with this. And if any of you guys out there have a loved one right now that's dealing with encephalopathy, I'm so very sorry. It's such a sad situation to deal with, and you know, once again, it's one of the reasons that I come on here and talk about this every day. You know, I was in the hospital, and I came back home, and I spent those months bedridden. It was such a lonely period of time for me, and such a sad, dark period of time for me, that I just wanted to reach out and help other people that were in that same period of their life, and be there for those people that are dealing with this right now. Because like I said, it is a very sad, lonely situation to be in.
And you don't know, and there's no guarantee, but you don't know that you do have it. Often, I feel like no one said, hey, you got a chance to turn this around. You might get a little better, and at least get to live a couple more years. No, and I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but nobody said that to us. It was just like, hey, here's what you got. And I get it, they do it every day. You know, everybody has, but there's a chance.
So you hear what my wife's saying, is that there's a chance. Not saying for 100% sure, not 90% sure. We're not saying any percent sure. All we're saying is that it is a possibility that you can turn it around. And I'm sure that you might have somebody telling you that if you go home, stop drinking, you start, trying to live a healthy lifestyle, that, take your medications when you're supposed to, that you might be able to go on living a pretty decent life.
Not one person told you might be able to get that ascites off.
No,
I don't remember
nobody
anybody,
did.
And I mean several healthcare and doctors and nurses and everything. And I don't remember anybody going, you might be able to get that water off. I thought that was it.
I thought that was it too.
We were told, take this medication, we'll probably have to drain you. What's it called when you come in for the
paracentesis?
Yeah, we'll probably have to drain you every so often. We can only do this much. We have people that come in every month to get
They
it
got
drained.
people that come in every week and have it done.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody going, you might get that off.
No,
It might go away.
I got angry. I came home and I laid in the bed for quite a while, and then I started getting angry one day and decided to get up and start trying to do something about it. And I also watched that other YouTuber. She really inspired me to get up out of the bed, because she was talking about, the fact that she had cirrhosis, and, she was laying in the bed as well. That's what really motivated me. And that motivation from watching that YouTube video is really what inspired me to do this. Because when I watched her video, and she said, I was on hospice, and I thought that was it. And then one day I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm getting up. I'm going to live my life. And that was like a year before that. And I think she's still alive to this day.
I don't know, but it would be cool to try to find out.
I've tried to reach out to her, and I haven't heard anything back. There's other people that said that they've spoken with her and that she is still alive. So anyway, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. It's about to get dark. We could go on talking all night long if we had the time, but like I said, it's about to get dark right now, so we're going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, next week, we're going to come back on again, and we're going to do that video on, what was it again?
Something about how to navigating the healthcare system.
I need to write that down before I forget, because I really will. So,
and please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. So, guys, I think that's it for today. I really do appreciate it. I was trying to write those notes down. I thought my wife was going to talk for a second, but I guess not.
I was just going to say subscribe.
All right. So, like I was saying earlier in the video, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. That's all I'm asking. All you got to do is hit a little button, and you'll get some notifications every once in a while that a new video got posted. I promise you I won't aggravate you with too much. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And until tomorrow, I will see y'all then. I hope you guys are excited about navigating the healthcare system. That'll be up next Sunday. If you have any questions for my wife, please leave them in the comments for today's video.
And let's try to make it about that.
Yeah, it could be about navigating the healthcare system. You guys got any questions about experiences that we had, or any questions you guys might have about the healthcare system, shoot them our way. We'd love to talk about them next week. Guys, until tomorrow, I will see y'all then. Love you guys so much. Bye-bye.